followers deep into the vast, mysterious Antongo forest. She left behind royal luxury, and awakened the wild dignity of a black panther roaming the wilderness. For years hidden deep in the woods, Nzinga became a phantom that haunted the colonists day and night. Knowing head-on battles against firearms meant certain defeat, she developed early guerrilla tactics. Using the dense forest for cover, she strangled the enemy's supply lines. Her warriors moved like shadows across the land at night, leaving burning camps and broken chains in their wake. Already in her 60s, she rode miles across dangerous lands to negotiate with the rival kingdom of Matamba. With extraordinary charisma and sound reasoning, she united the two realms into an unbreakable stronghold against the invaders. On quiet nights, campfires flickered across her weathered yet resolute face. She often stayed awake till dawn, listening to wild beasts roaring in the distance and re-evaluating the overall situation on simple straw mats. When she learned that the Dutch were fighting the Portuguese for maritime supremacy, she seized this distant glimmer of hope. Defying the objections of her elders, she formed a secret military alliance with the Dutch, choosing to pit one foreign power against another. During this period, she seemed to possess boundless energy. She commanded troops on the battlefield while directing diplomatic negotiations across the Atlantic via secret letters. Her allied forces pushed the Portuguese back to coastal strongholds time and again, spreading the name of Queen Nzinga across West Africa. But alliances built on interests never last. When the Dutch compromised and withdrew their fleets, Nzinga was once again left alone in the eye of the storm. As time went by, old age brought harsher realities. Now over 70, decades of hardship and constant tension had worn down her body. Her joints ached on cold days, and her hands, once steady holding a spear, began to tremble. Still, whenever she stood before her people, she would straighten her back at once. Her eyes remained deep and stern, inspiring awe in all who met her gaze. The Portuguese launched their final and most brutal campaign, offering a huge reward for her head. Trapped in a rocky valley surrounded by enemies under a scorching sun, her army soon ran out of water and food. On the third day, despair spread among young warriors, and some even spoke of surrender. Late into the night, Nzinga walked among her exhausted soldiers. She gave no grand speeches. Instead, she gently stroked each young man's forehead and hummed the soft lullabies their mothers had sung to them in childhood. No cries echoed through the valley that night. Only the ancient melody drifted through the air, easing every fear of death. At dawn, when the colonists charged forward, they faced warriors fighting like raging tigers. Carrying the queen on a simple cane chair, the soldiers cut a bloody path through the encirclement. Nzinga survived once more. But as she watched familiar faces fall and red earth soak with blood, overwhelming weariness and sorrow welled up inside her. One dusk in 1663, the setting sun dyed the Angolan grassland a somber red. Lying on a wooden couch covered with leopard skin, 81-year-old Nzinga breathed her last. This legendary woman, who had fought against fate and invaders and cheated death countless times, had reached the end of her long journey. No grand feasts or magnificent palaces surrounded her, only flickering oil lamps and the wilderness winds that had accompanied her all her life. She sent away healers and priests, choosing to gaze quietly at a giant baobab tree outside her window. She had sacrificed motherhood for dignity, worn her enemy's mask for her country, and endured betrayal and loneliness for 40 long years. She left behind no wealth, but a spirit that never bowed down. Though the Portuguese occupied the land after her death, they could never conquer the hearts of the people. The name Nzinga had become an eternal symbol flowing in their blood. The campfire is fading now. The queen who claimed a throne of flesh and guarded her people in the woods has returned to the earth to rest peacefully. Let go of your tiredness and worries tonight. Listen to the soft night breeze and drift off into a peaceful sleep. Sweet dreams.